With the news today, it looks like one of the competitions we've been talking about all off season has finally come to a close. Or has it? Welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to a roster breakdown edition of Billievers Talk, where we look at every single Buffalo Bills roster move. In this episode, we're going to talk about someone the Buffalo Bills just released and what that means for that position as a whole. Before we do that, however, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, guys, hit that subscribe button. Once you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like this video, and leave a comment about Corey Bajorges now pretty much being named the Buffalo Bills 2019 punter, unless the Buffalo Bills seek a free agent punter somewhere down the line. But the Buffalo Bills today announced they released punter Corey Carter. They picked up a defensive end, and just like with every other addition, we will be doing a video on him after this one. But first, we want to talk about the punting competition that was and what this means for the Buffalo Bills. You know, obviously this means that Corey Bajorges will be the punter for the Buffalo Bills in 2019. Must have shown something in that third preseason game that impressed the coaching staff and Brandon Beane, so that way they have faith in him to make him the punter going into 2019. Now, I will say I was a little critical of Corey Bajorges. Didn't have the best preseason in my opinion, but when you take a closer look at the numbers, it is an improvement from the Buffalo Bills last season. So we'll get into that in a second. For Corey Carter, again, going into that third preseason game, we knew he got injured, and so you kind of feel bad for him. Not sure if that has anything to do with him being released at this time, but you kind of feel bad for him because the same thing happened last year. He tore his ACL in the second preseason game, and that kind of prevented him from being on the Buffalo Bills roster last year, and now this year suffers an injury. Not sure if that had anything to do with him being released this time around, but it doesn't matter. At any rate, he was released, and now Corey Bajorges is the only punter on the 2019 Buffalo Bills roster. So I want to go through some notes that I made about the punting game going into 2019. First, let's look at the 2018 punting stats for the Buffalo Bills. In 2018, the Buffalo Bills ranked 30th in average punt distance with 43.4. Now, sometimes that number is skewed, right? Because you want to see, well, how many of those were inside the 20? If we keep pinning teams deep inside the 20, well, obviously we didn't have a lot of room to punt, so that net yards is going to be a little susceptible to the shorter punts. And there is some truth that here, as Buffalo was 9th in punts inside the 20, or pinning their team inside the 20, with 31 punts in 2018. So not too bad. You still want to see that 30th number moved up, right? You don't want to see average of 43.4 yards when the best teams are averaging 46, 47. With that being said, however, so far this preseason, Corey Bajorges has punted the ball 9 times for 409 yards and one time inside the 20. That's an average of 45.44 yards per punt. If this was 2018 and if he was the Bills punter and he would have averaged 45.44 yards a punt, that would rank the Bills 11th overall in punt differential. So that's obviously a big difference between 30th and 11th. Now, again, things change, and I still am not the biggest fan of Corey Bajorges moving forward, but I like the fact he's a left-footed punter. I've talked about that plenty of times on this channel. I like the fact that he's averaging over 45 yards per punt. Want to maybe see him nail it inside the 20 a little bit more. The first punt against the against the Lions just this past week was really disappointing. And one of those punts I talked about in the post-game recap, one of those punts was muffed and went back like another 15, 20 yards. So, you really have to take that in consideration when you're talking about average punts. But that can happen in the regular season too. Teams can muff punts. They will take a good bounce for the offense or for the kicking team, things like that. So that's always things you got to take into consideration. But I just haven't been the biggest fan of Corey Bajorges this preseason. However, Corey Carter hasn't done anything to win the job either, and that might be why we released him at this time. So now the next question is, of course, does that mean that the punting competition is over? That at least, obviously this one is between Carter and Bajorges, but does that mean that this coaching staff will not look for another punter. Well, I looked at some of the punters available, and first of all, there's not too many. Unless you're looking at a young guy, maybe undrafted free agent, rookie, something like that, who might be able to come in and make some noise in the punting game that the coaching staff has their eyes on that nobody knows of yet. There really are not too many guys from last year who are still available. I looked at the list on WalterFootballSports.com or WalterFootball.com, and there were only 2 punters named there. One was Ryan Allen of the New England Patriots. I think he was just released not too long ago. And Ryan Allen and the Pats finished 16th last year in average distance. So obviously better than the Bills did last year, but still not as good as Corey Bojorges has done so far this preseason. Now obviously it's only been 9 punts compared to, I believe, like 30 or 40 for Ryan Allen, so it's a smaller sample size, but at the same time, it's going from 11th to 16th. You don't want to drop down. You don't want to get worse. But if you bring Ryan Allen in, maybe he shows why the Pats kept him for so long, but maybe the Pats had a reason for releasing him too. You just don't know. So he is the best available punter currently on the free agent market. And then there's Donnie Jones, who was with the Chargers in 2018, and the Chargers were one of the 2 teams who finished worse than the Buffalo Bills when it came to punting averages, finishing 31st in average punt distance last season. So I don't see us going to Donnie Jones, possibly sticking with Corey Bojorges here. Let me know what you think of it. Do you agree that Corey Bojorges would win the competition? Do you want somebody else there? Are you happy with Corey Bojorges, or are you just kind of saying, hey, if he's the best available, then that's what we have to roll with? We rolled with him through a little bit of the season last year, I should say, before he got injured, and he did all right for us. I'm not going to say he didn't do all right for us. He did decent, and I had no complaints with Corey Bojorges. Want him to get some more longer punts in there, of course, some good air time as well to not beat the coverage, but he'll do all right. I'm not too concerned about Corey Bojorges because he was there last season. Wish the best to Corey Carter. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you happy that this is just finally over with? We can stop talking about punters, or do you want to see more from the punting position? Again, I wasn't impressed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button. As again, guys, we are just less than 2 weeks away now from the start of the regular season, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We'll be going live between us and Hashtag Sports for every single Buffalo Bills regular season game for live play-by-play and reaction. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, then go over to Hashtag Sports, subscribe to them as well, hit that notification button so that way you don't miss a thing when it comes to talking Buffalo Bills football. And then go to sportscaster.com as well. Links all in the description below. WeatherStampede.com and Billievers Talk partnering up in 2019 as well. So that just means you're going to get the greatest Buffalo Bills coverage we can provide right here on Billievers Talk. So again, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let me know what you think. The punting competition is over, or is it? Do you think that the Bills made the right choice? I will talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.